Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are and whoever you may be. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Outlaw Way podcast. We are here. I am John Michael, better known as The Boss. We got Nakia Nacho Jackson right here, Chip Cheeto Pierce, and Tyler Stewart. Today we're going to be talking about the subject, do you bring your old lady to work with you? Do you want your old lady with you all day, every day?
Is this a safe topic?
I don't know if it is or not. Do you want your girlfriend working with you?
I think he brought it out as dating in the workplace all the way to wife in the workplace.
Dating to wife. So it's like this. Traveling the road, on the road construction, you're either single or you're long distance, or you're bringing them with you. A lot of rig hands, they got a camper. They're packing the old lady up and they're getting her job out there too. She's going to be a fire watch, welder's helper, God knows what. You're working a big shutdown turnaround. Hell, they need a warm body to hold a fire extinguisher. But do you want to bring your significant other with you?
So it's pros and cons.
Pros and cons, baby. Me personally, I'll get it right out there. I would not bring my wife on a shutdown or a turnaround out of the simple fact that I'm a big dumb idiot full of pride. And if somebody hits on my old lady and gets a little bit too rough, well, I'm just going to have to bare knuckle it in the parking lot.
Okay, so you wouldn't want her with you on the job. What if she was just in your fifth wheel when you got home?
Hands down, at home, she can stay in that camper all day, hotel, wherever.
So you would take her with you. You just don't want her working with you.
I do not want her at work on the clock. I feel like I'm already under enough pressure and enough shit's going on to me have to worry about what's going on.
Well, there's some cons to that, and some pros, but there's the con side. Let's go to the pro side. Nacho, your wife works with you every day, and I'm assuming she's at home with you every day. So 24/7.
Well, I'm the one that asked a while ago, was this a safe topic?
You better answer. You are the only person
really
I know.
Careful.
Yeah, you're the only person I know. Y'all are never apart. Ever.
Well,
every time I
married.
see you, I see her.
March will make 27 years that we've been married.
That's
a long time.
And
Tyler, we have not.
That's longer than Tyler's been alive.
No, I'm actually 28, so I got you by a year.
Oh, okay.
I was one.
So she has not always worked with me.
Yeah.
In these last, almost a decade now, huh, Chip?
10 years is forever. You might as well say that.
Yeah, it's been a
That's
decade.
a stretch.
But that is, she's at work every day with me, and then we go home together, and we're pretty much together all the time, and it overall is amazing.
Well, let's be honest. What is it really like? Like, what is it like to 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, besides you going out to the shop or you going out and mowing or something? What is it like?
It depends on the specific relationship. In ours, it's, for the most part, really good. It really is. Like,
so it doesn't cause conflict. It doesn't make it.
There is those times too. For one, here at Outlaw Ordnance, we own several different companies, do a lot of different things. We have a ranch. We're out on the ranch. That's our enjoyment. So we have animals to feed and all that stuff. That goes really well. At Outlaw Ordnance, I'm the boss. So that causes a little bit of conflict.
We'll be asking her that later. Who is in charge?
When we're at Outlaw Ordnance, I'm the boss, and she does have to answer to me, and I do have to go in and sometimes say things that she didn't get done, that she should have gotten done, and that's when it gets heated because you carry that home.
Got that right.
You have a normal employee, you can have a discussion about what you didn't get done or what you should have done better.
You roll over
you
in bed
don't
tonight.
have to go home with them.
So how do you diffuse that? If you have a situation at work where you have to per se get on to or instruct, and it does cause a conflict, how do you diffuse that when you get home?
You treat her like a queen.
So you basically just kind of you're the one that actually did the correcting is the one that lets it go and flips it.
Oh yeah. The one that did the correcting has to go home and rub some feet.
My big thing is I love my wife. She is my rock. I love her to death without a doubt. I think that we would work great together in any situation or scenario, no matter where we were. But the cons for me is not with her. It's the fact that I would have to put up with so much dumb shit constantly from other people. You know what I mean? So in the industry that I'm talking about working in, me personally, I'm going to a shutdown turnaround where it's 300 men and 20 women. I mean, you get them out there, they immediately everybody starts hitting on them, flirting with them, getting a little bit too much, getting a little too extreme. I don't feel like me and my wife would have a problem working together at all at any point. I think I would end up having a problem with other people there constantly trying to talk about my wife's ass while I'm standing in the break room eating a fucking honey bun.
I can see that would be an issue.
That is my issue, is the fact I'm secure. I love my wife. I know she's not going to cheat on me or anything like that. But I do not think I could sit there and let a bunch of grown men fuck my wife
for
12-hour shifts. I don't think I could do it.
From my standpoint, I look at the sanity of the marriage, and when I say that, what I was raised, how I was raised, my father raised me that there's two separate things. So if I bring my wife to work and my wife works with me, I'm jeopardizing the sanity of the marriage, being around each other all the time, not getting time apart, me having to be her boss, telling her what to do, those conflicts. So in order to not even test that, because I personally think it would, like you, I personally think I could.
Yeah, I could
work
do
with
it.
her.
I could do it.
But to not even test it, I just don't allow it, because that way we don't have to worry
I don't even
about
want to
it.
have to worry about it. Exactly.
There
Don't
you
even
go.
want to have to even think about the situation that it would put me in ever. It's just easier for us to not work together. I pay the bills, make the money. She does what she does. I do what I do. Everything's fine and dandy.
That's the way I look at it.
In those similar lines, Cheeto can vouch for this. An employee, where you have an employee that has mouthed off, or there's something issue, you're going to have a conversation with them. And in amongst this, if they had said what they said to Cheeto, we may have continued the conversation, but they didn't. They said it to my wife.
You
My
see
wife
that?
is the
That's a
vice
whole
president of the
nother
company, and she runs accounting and HR. And so,
Jennifer's cutting throats.
well,
Well, no, he
I
flips.
will.
He flips
So,
from boss to husband.
See, there,
So-
that is a
and
there has-
conflict for me.
that's
because
what it is for me too.
There
Most
has been
jobs.
3 instances where an employee may not have gotten fired if they had made the comment to me or Chip. But in the scenario, they made the comment to my wife, who is the vice president of the company, and on their side, it's just their boss. But they made a comment, and immediately, this is time for us to part ways. Pack your shit and get out of the building.
So it goes back to what you said. I'm
That's why
taking
I-
your wife to the construction site. I'm the same way.
I
I
see.
flipped a husband, and I don't want to do that.
But
exactly.
with
because
that being
the
said-
situation it would put me in, I wouldn't want to deal with that because I knew it would cause conflict constantly.
But there is so many pros also to
There
being
is.
able to have your spouse with you
I
and
could
work with
see
you.
some pros.
I see the
with,
pros.
with Cheeto, we have been so tight for so long and business partners in so many different ventures that my wife is also like his sister. So along these same exact lines, he would have fired the people too for smarting off to it's almost like Jennifer works with her 2 husbands. She has 2 work husbands because me and Cheeto run the company, and then you have my wife here, but he protects her just like I do. So
Yeah, and
but I
then-
want my wife to be just happy. Do what you want to do. Live the life you want to live. Let me take on the stress. Let me take on the worrying. Let me take on all that. That way, when I come home, you're just smiles. You had a great day. If you want to work, work. If you don't want to work, don't work, whatever. But that, to me, is a better relationship than taking the chance of something going cross, something going weird, something happening that I don't have to worry about.
in that direction, I totally wish things had played out differently. At this point, she's been involved in the company since day one. She's instrumental to the company. She can't just go home. That's not an option anymore. But from the beginning, if she had not been so involved, I would have preferred that. And our marriage would have been better if she
because
had not, because
if
of
the
what
company
he said.
has a bad day, you both have a bad day now.
Yes.
Something bad at work happens now, you both have.
And
you
I'll
don't
say
get
this-
that. You don't get that difference, that transition from work to home.
If there's
With
even
y'all,
some
it's work.
financial, even
And
if
I'll
there's
s-
some financial difficulties in the business,
Yeah.
normally, and I've had other companies before that she was not involved in, I could go home, put it out of my head,
She'd cheer you
not think about it, and she didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we go home, she knows about the financial struggle at work,
Yeah.
so it carries through your
And I'll
entire
say
life.
this, because I know my wife's going to listen to this. I love my wife, and it would be awesome for her to be all the time. the hugs, the kisses, the lunch together, the spending time, all that stuff.
A Hummer in the broom closet. I mean, that's a
It's great.
Is that a thing?
Oh hell yeah, that's a thing.
I need to, JJ. Are you listening to this conversation?
But that would be awesome, and I don't want her to think that I don't think she has the skills she has a degree in finance, she has a degree in real estate, she has a degree in mortgage, she has all the qualifications, but there is that slight chance
that you don't even want to fuck
that
with.
something could turn. It doesn't mean it would be between us. It could be a coworker. It could be an event. It could be knowing something that puts stress on her. It could be a lot of things, and I'd rather just not have the chance.
Yeah, I like to keep that differentiation where work is work, marriage is marriage. When I'm done working, I don't talk about it. I don't think about it. I don't do nothing about it. It's just me and my wife hanging out, watching TV and stuff like that. If she were to be with me at work every day, and we got home one day after we eat supper, sat down to watch TV, and she asked me a question about like, "Hey, did you tighten that bolt up?" That's gonna fuck my whole night up.
Here's another one. Here's
Night.
another one. You're struggling. You're growing in a business, okay?
Yeah.
And you got, I don't know, let's say we got $1,000 in the bank. Personally, between the two of us, we have $1,000 in the bank. Our bills are paid, but there's $1,000 in the bank. And she just witnessed me issue somebody a $3 million PO. Now I'm on the hook for $3 million.
Yeah.
She doesn't know the backstory. She doesn't know the time it's going to take or what's involved. All she sees is you owe somebody $3 million and we only have $1,000 in the bank.
And she is not going to let you forget it.
No.
No.
At any point. But Tyler, are you taking your old lady out on the deck of the boat to a bass tournament? Is she sitting there handing you Twinkies? I mean,
I'm still stuck on this Hummer in the broom closet thing, and now I'm wondering.
That's a pro. That is the pro to me. Is if like so? It's like
there
this.
such
And we
thing
have
as
a
Hummer
big-
on the boat deck. Like
we have a
I'm
big
stuck
broom
here.
closet. We have a big broom
There you
closet.
go.
I can't get over that.
So does Allison?
So
we know
here-
she's not fishing with
So
you.
here's the
but-
deal with me and Allison. So, we've been together for almost 10 years now. We've been engaged 3. We're getting married in December. So
Y'all been dating since you was like 5 or what?
we've been dating since I was like 16 or 17.
Shit,
something.
fire. Where's your
17.
ring at? Good God, son.
But no, like I enjoy her coming to my events. I mean, if I had to fish with her, it'd be a whole different story. But like just having her back at the Airbnb or hotel, whatever we're staying at that week, when I get done and I'm tired and it's nice to have someone
It's nice
there.
to
and-
unwind and
yeah.
relax with them. Yes, but
But as far as being on the water together, like even when we're fun fishing, it's nagging the whole time.
That's what I was gonna
I'm
say,
ready to
even fun
go.
fishing.
You're front ending
Well,
me.
yeah, it's
Why are
not-
you catching them? Why
It's
are you not
nice to
catching
have
them?
her
So
at the B&B because he wants to relax.
Yeah.
But when he got back to the B&B, if she's like, if you'd have thrown the black and blue worm, you probably would have caught something.
yeah. So it's different with us, but no, I do enjoy having her around. I mean, I guess if you were doing oil field type work or whatever, and you was working off, and it'd be like similar to her staying in the camper while you're working. You come back home, she's there, cooking for you. Have someone to visit with and talk to. I mean,
Got that right.
talk
bud.
about your day or whatever.
So-
I mean, to me, that's important, and that actually helps me, calms me down throughout the week to know, like, all right, I might have a fucked up day today, but at least when I get home, I'm
She's
gonna have
there.
her
She's
there,
there.
So
to
you're
calm me
pro
down.
wife at home, not on the boat.
Yeah, no wife on the boat.
So flip the switch. You're on that shutdown,
Yeah.
and you took your wife with you because they're going to need a fire watch, or they're going to need a flagger
See,
or
that's
whatever.
a pro.
What happens if she gets hurt and you're the one that took her and put her on that job site?
Massive con there. See, then you would feel the guilt for the rest of your life.
Massive con.
Not only that though, but at the same time, she gets hurt on the job. That's your fault. You brought her.
Exactly.
That's no matter if it wasn't you're not.
Okay,
you
John,
brought
you've
her there and put her
only-
in the situation.
You
But
have
it's stressful.
only mentioned cons for her being
let
on
me go
the
to
job
let me go to
site
my
with you.
pros. Let me go to my pros. If I bring my wife,
Broom closet blowjob.
I am going to have her top pay from the gate. She is going to make a fuck ton of money and do absolutely nothing. Okay? We are getting 2 paychecks. 100% without a doubt. Not only that.
How are you pulling
But
that
how
off?
are you going to do
How
that?
are you pulling that off?
How are you going to
Oh,
get her on top?
Oh, that's easy. I walk in and be like, I brought my own fire watcher helper. Those words right there are gold. Okay? You know how hard it is to get good helpers and shit like that? If you travel in pairs and fucking a group at that, you will always have a better chance of getting good pay because you work together, you know each other, you've always worked together, things like that.
They feel like you're going to be more productive.
They're going to be more productive. You're going to work better together. You already work better together. You know you're going to get to work. You're riding together. You're staying together. You're working out of the same box. It is a massive pro for the money and productivity side. It's like this shutdown turnaround. I wouldn't do it because there's so many people and there's so much going on and so many things going on. I'm welding on a pipeline job. Just me and the old lady in the truck making a couple welds, hanging out, grinding, fitting some pipe, no big deal. I'm taking her with me. I can control that situation. It is a calm situation. Things are a lot easier out there.
So you're saying it's job site specific.
Job site specific is my big thing. Okay, I'm not taking her to a 300 employee turnaround or shutdown where I'm not going to see her for 3 days in a row until we get back to the truck. No, hell no.
You're saying stay at home. You're saying it's worked out for you. And I'm saying I'm just not going to deal with it.
I'm saying my scenario, it just wouldn't work. I'm not now. If there was a completely different scenario, had a small business or something, I would feel different about it. But even saying that, like I'm thinking about just us remodeling my house. We fight the entire time about every little thing.
Same way with me and my wife.
She thinks she's a carpenter, and I think I'm a carpenter, and neither one of us are carpenters.
And you're both watching YouTube.
Exactly, and we both have. We both disagree on, what we're doing. So I feel like it would probably be pretty tough if we were in a business together.
And I love working with my wife. We remodeled my home recently, put hardwood floors upstairs and that clicking vinyl downstairs. Well, I did like 99% of it myself. And she would come up every now and then and bring me a drink or hand me some boards or hand me a hammer. And it was great. But when I work and I get hot and I'm doing some shit, I'm moving around. Like I'm in the zone. Like I don't want to fucking be balls deep working. And then she look at me and be like, would you still love me if I was a caterpillar?
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking handle that. Like,
me and Nacho are the same way. We're not married, but being business partners, there's certain things in this company and every other company that we are involved in that he does. Yeah. And there's certain things I do. I don't do specific things and he don't do specific things because along the years, we have butted heads on those things because I have my way of doing it. He has his way of doing it. So we've learned that if it is this thing, it's his. Or if it's that thing, it's mine. I don't think me and my wife could have that same understanding because even in a marriage, there are times when they overlap. So
me and Cheeto absolutely know when to get out of the way and leave the other one alone.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wives don't really have that ability.
I don't know.
No, mine's trying to hang a 60-inch TV with no, with
Scotch tape.
Yeah, pretty much.
no studs.
No
just
studs.
drywall.
Straight in the drywall. Nail, little bitty nail, just straight. Yeah, that's.
You're good until thunderstorm rolls by.
No,
it's got an elephant on the package. It's holding an elephant on the package.
Oh, that's good shit. But to wrap this little section up here, me personally, I'm not taking my wife to work with me unless it is just so financially stupid to not do so. Unless we're just talking about her making so much money there that it'd be stupid if I didn't take her, I'm not taking her. I don't want to deal with that. I do not. What do you think, Nikhil?
I agree.
You agree?
After a decade of working with my wife from the beginning, I wish that we had not done it the way we done it.
Yeah.
Even though it's working out and it's fine, I wish she could be at home doing the things she enjoys and not being locked into work.
Yeah, she's gonna beat your ass after this podcast. What you got, you?
I'm gonna keep the distance there because I don't want stress on her. I don't want worry on her. I want her to be carefree and enjoy what she's doing, and I'm going to absorb all that for her. And I'm just not going to take a chance that it's going to take anything away from the relationship. Yeah. So I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing and handle it, and she can just be happy and enjoy her life.
Gotcha. Right. So we're 3 for 3 so far. Tyler, finish us out.
Well, like I said, I really enjoy, having my fiance at the events with me. But as far as day-to-day going out and fishing, definitely not.
Or remodeling the house.
Definitely not remodeling the house. I think when you combine, anytime you're combining family and a business or something, it just complicates things a lot more than it has to be.
Yep.
So I think
Just complicate
I
shit
try
for
to
no
stay
reason.
away from it, but there are a lot of successful businesses that are family run and get along just fine.
Just
So
keep emotion out of it.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing to do. If I could know that I don't think I personally could keep emotion out of it. That's why I just wouldn't even want to fuck with it.
I don't know that any man could do it because there's going to come a point
Because-
when it's going to come into play.
It's like this: you're standing in the break room at work. Two dudes walk in behind you, don't know you, but they know your wife because you know that she's fire watching for them. Day and they walk in and be like, "Yeah, that bitch bad, homeboy. I'm gonna try and get her. I'm gonna take her home.
Somebody get knocked out.
I'm gonna have. You know what? I'm leaving that job that day."
Yeah.
Because it's all going to be, I'm going to tell those guys, hey, it's my wife. I'd appreciate you not saying that stuff.
After they wake up.
Yeah, well, no, I'm going to try and tell them, hey, I'm going to let them know. And then they're either going to be like, oh, well, sorry, we hadn't even talked to her yet. Or
Well, you just called her a bitch.
Well, it's like, shit's about to get stupid, regardless of what's going to go down. And I don't think I could personally handle the conversation. Right, I couldn't.
But here's the
I could
deal:
not
you
keep emotion out
can't
of it.
blame them for that too. Like if they didn't know, because like
If they
you
didn't
get
know.
like you said, 300 guys on a job, you got
20 women.
20 women.
I get
And
it.
everybody gets fined.
I
when
get
the
it.
numbers
Everybody's
start
going to be
cutting out.
looking at those 20 girls. I mean,
But
we're
I
all
get it.
men.
You could not blame them for saying, did you see that girl that was a fire watch? Man, she's got an ass on her. You can't blame her for that. But you can blame her for, I told that bitch to, okay, we got a different story.
See,
We got a different story.
it's all about the context of the situation, but I feel like no situation would involve me not losing my job. I feel like at no point, once it went down, that I would be able to calmly go back to work without some type of altercation.
Well, the job's not as important as her.
Exactly. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? I'm
Fuck
finna
it.
sit my honey bun down and either take this ass whooping or something's about to pop off, and then I'm gonna have to shoot her a text and be like, "LOL, meet me at the truck."
Well, let's shift it and say, we're talking about jobs and our spouses and dating and all that stuff, but what if you're traveling? You started out, traveling construction. So what's your preference when you're traveling?
Oh man, I get this a lot. So I got a lot of good buddies. They're camper life hardcore, fifth wheels. They're
So you
fucking-
take camper over hotel, bed and breakfast?
Me, definitely not. Never in any. I like a camper, it's fine or whatever for a day or
there's some
two.
badass campers
There are
nowadays.
now for a
Some
day or two.
badass
It's cool.
campers.
Me personally, I like to stay in an extended stay hotel room, full fridge, full stove, and they clean it 2 or 3 times a week for you. I don't have to worry about nothing. They usually have a laundry service. Camper, you're talking about I got to dump my shit after I get off a 12-hour shift. I got to shower in a children's size shower. I got to shit in practically a 5-gallon bucket. I don't like a camper. I like
I'm finding
but
a
here's the
local
deal,
Airbnb.
though. I mean,
see, Airbnb is great.
Every long stay hotel I've ever been in has got roaches
and you're still
nasty.
paying a crazy amount of money to stay in
Right.
those things. And, Airbnb, like Nakia said, you can stay in it for a week. You can stay in an Airbnb for a week, get a couple buddies, and spend a quarter of what
Spend
you were going to spend at that hotel.
I was
have
gonna-
a big shower, have a comfortable bed,
A
TV,
back porch.
everything you need, and it's like you're at home.
I was
mean,
going to go
and-
with y'all on the Airbnb and a really nice hotel, not an extended stay because I'm with him. There ain't an extended stay in the
I've
country.
stayed in some really good extended
Okay,
stays.
but now I've
Haven't
been
had that
seeing
experience.
some videos of these new fifth wheels, and I saw one the other day: king size massage bed, full tub, tiled glass shower.
You're talking about
Big
a
screens.
$500,000.
Yeah, you're talking
Exactly.
about
Like, we're talking about-
$200,000
That's
camper.
where I'm staying, bro.
I'm talking,
We're talking
about
you're talking about going on a job shutdown
For
where you
$22 an
staying.
hour.
That was your question.
I'm only working because I'm just trying to physically stay.
You're talking about
moving.
finding something that you can afford with your per diem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
So-
we're going off per
and
diem.
you can't beat the
you're
Airbnb
making
situation for
$100
that.
a day per diem.
Oh,
Tops.
but I'm staying at the La Quinta, son.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
But
saying
it's-
you're like-
So you're
Quinta.
pocketing some of your per
I'm
diem.
pocketing 75% of my per diem. I'm staying at the La Quinta and I'm eating at the Circle K.
that's what I'm saying. So, and then you said the same. Like you said, Airbnb. Airbnbs are fucking awesome.
You ain't
And
keeping no
here's
per
the,
diem.
but here's
Exactly.
the deal. The way
I'm
the
not
per diem
splitting it.
doesn't keep that. I mean, you can't
Well,
do
you
that
got to
with-
use all of it pretty much for Airbnb.
if you do it yourself.
and I would, I could not stay with a bunch of other motherfuckers.
Well, here's the deal.
I couldn't do it.
I mean, you're staying in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath place with a couple buddies. I mean, you're looking at some of these Airbnbs. They may be $250, $300 a night. Some of them are more than that, depending on the size and
Yeah.
where they're at. but you split them, and you're spending less than you would spend at a La Quinta
See-
or a Holiday Inn, and you're comfortable.
And it's
you
not
have
that
a nice
bad.
Yeah,
shower.
but see, at La Quinta, I sleep deep because I only sleep in 10 to 15 minute increments because there's shit moving. So I'm getting a better sleep.
That parking lot
You know?
traffic. but see, the thing is,
Gunshots
with the
and everything
Airbnb,
else.
I could not. I love my friends, but I fucking hate y'all. If y'all are listening to this, I fucking hate y'all. Some bitches.
Yeah, but we're not talking a
could
super
never
long
stay
period of
with
time, though.
See, I'm thinking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay, somewhere in there, like a month. Let's just say a month.
Yeah.
If I had to stay with my current friends for an entire month, we'd be in a fist fight week 2. We would. Because it's like the first 3 or 4 days, everything's cool. But the first time I go into the bathroom and somebody else's ass hair is on the fucking counter, I am moving out of the Airbnb.
That's the beauty of the La Quinta. You can all go
Cleaning
downstairs
all the
and
time.
do a little barbecuing, and then you all go your separate ways.
Exactly. I am not a guy that likes to stay with a bunch of other people hemmed up. I'll do it for a weekend. I'll do it for a long weekend camping trip. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Let's drink and have a good time.
You just make sure that you put in a little bit more so that you get the master bedroom and the master bath.
I feel like you just got to be selective on who you stay with. Like for me, I've got a lot of experience with this because on tour we got 7 events a year, week-long events, and I'm traveling with 3 or 4 roommates at every event. So I'm staying with the same guys, and I have never had any altercation with any of them.
Well, I'm with
But
John.
We're all kind of on the same page though. Like we're all clean. We're not staying with
I'm with
the
you.
ratty guys. You know
a
what I
week,
mean?
a weekend,
Yeah.
we're good. We can
Good.
all stay together.
Yeah.
But if we're talking a month,
That's
Oh,
different.
yeah.
we're not.
Those
I
are
don't.
different,
I don't
man.
have. My wife is the only person I want to stay with for a month at a time.
I mean, it's like, I like my friends. Love them. I fucking hate y'all. Don't listen to this. But I can't live with them. Not long term.
Yeah, I can see that. But
And
we've gone this past year. Went on a major league fishing event, one of the big tournaments. We were
Yeah.
sponsoring. So
We stayed there 4 days.
so me and Cheeto went down there. We rented an Airbnb.
4 days is fine.
We
Yeah, it's
invited
fine.
Tyler and one of the other pro anglers to come stay at our Airbnb with us.
yeah.
But-
And did y'all get tired of us?
It was 4 days, not 4
Hey,
weeks.
Did y'all almost get tired of us?
If it would have
No.
been 4 weeks, you'd have slept in your boat week 3.
No,
No.
but we did have a separate bathroom, separate bedrooms. We had a back porch.
And we only saw each other for the last 2
evenings.
hours of the day, so it's not like you're
Yeah, so that ain't too
hemmed
bad.
up in a house all day with the
While
same
you're
people.
working all day, or while we're all fishing, or you're not at the house, so it's just evening time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I just, still though.
I feel like I'm with Nacho. I feel like the Airbnb is just the way to go.
We
is
are
the winner.
divided. We are divided.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
me and
can't do
Nacho
it.
will go get us Airbnb, and y'all can stay at the La Quinta.
That's
Well, I mean,
fine.
we
We're
can
gonna
get
have more
rooms
money.
next to each other.
We're gonna get more money out the deal.
Yeah, that's fine. But I was like, a lot of my friends, they snores. I've stayed with them in camping trips, weekends, stuff like that. I got this one buddy. He snores so fucking loud. Like, he shakes the fucking space around him. Like, I'm pretty
well, that just
sure.
proves you're not close enough friends.
What do
Me
you
and
mean?
Cheeto have
What do you wanna do,
traveled.
go in and hold his fucking balls? So he
No,
doesn't
you
snore?
go put a pillow over his face or something. Like squirt some water in his face or some shit. You know,
Wait,
me
hey.
and Cheeto have traveled a lot together, and that bitch gets to snoring. I'll throw something across the room, and he just laughs about it because he's like, "Oh, it's fucking snoring, huh?" That's brothers right
Oh,
there.
no. I fucking-
You know,
But if you're in an Airbnb, you're not going to hear the motherfucker snoring in the next room over.
I
You're not
agree.
in the same room as the guy as you're.
You're not going to
Talking
hear him
about-
at the La Quinta.
You
either.
got that right. I'm not going to hear him if he's not in my room at all. You're right.
There's road traffic. The air conditioner's whining. The toilet's running.
Yeah.
Somebody
Somebody just got shot 2 parking lots over.
Yes, police sirens.
Yeah.
I'm choosing Airbnb every day.
I don't know. I'm a hotel kind of guy. I like it. I like a hotel because most of the hotels that I've always stayed at have had restaurants downstairs
Or bars.
or bars. Good bars.
There's no air.
There's
no bar in
no
Airbnb.
restaurant and bar at the La Quinta.
There is
Shit,
a.
you ain't been to
At
the
every single La Quinta, there is a
And I think
Mexican
it's La
restaurant in
Quinta?
the parking
In the
lot
parking lot,
that has a bar that stays open till midnight to 2 o'clock.
You
every
might
night.
have Mexicans cooking on the tailgate in the parking lot, but
And they
there ain't one in the parking lot.
Hey, and they're usually working with me, baby. They cooking some good shit out
That's what
there.
I'm talking about.
I have had better food in a fucking hotel parking lot by some motherfuckers I work with that couldn't communicate with me whatsoever than I have anywhere else.
You know,
I-
job site food is a whole nother
It is
podcast.
a whole different podcast. Let me tell you what, the best grilled red snapper I've ever had in my life was in a parking lot in Houston, Texas, half drunk off my ass. Maybe that's why it was good. On the smallest charcoal grill that Walmart sells.
Yeah, I was drunk on the Brazos River one time and had beaver and thought it was good too, but it really wasn't. Not that kind of beaver.
What kind of beaver we talking?
The real beaver.
We talking about the kind that
We're talking about the one that chews the wood
nacho
and swims across.
investigated in the last podcast.
Big flat tail.
Big flat tail
That's what I'm
beaver.
talking about.
Well, some other beavers have big flat tails
Yeah.
too. But
Oh, shit fire. Well, that's pretty much it, fellas. We're 4 for 4. We don't want the wives at the workplace. It's just too much drama and,
And
bullshit
we're
to
2
deal
for
with.
2 on where to stay.
And we are divided on where to stay. I'm a hotel kind of guy. I like it. I love it. You see me out on the road, you're gonna catch me in a hotel parking lot 9 times out of 10. I'm not staying at Airbnb.
I don't even want to park my truck in the parking lot of a La Quinta.
At one of our events
See,
last
you can't
year,
say it proper. It's a La Quinta.
It's La Quinta.
Yeah.
we were at a La Quinta, whatever, in Detroit. I know that's not the best city, but a dude got his entire truck and boat stolen. Did not get the graff stole off or the rims or whatever. His whole truck got hot. His truck got hot wired, and that thing, they found it a week later at like one of the chopping block places. I mean, completely.
We should have preed the conversation by saying you can't stay at every La Quinta.
There are some pretty bad ones, but there are some pretty good ones too. I'll give them that though. Either way though, we are 4 for 4. Wives are not in the workplace unless we just got to or they're already there. Nikki, you're gonna hear about this later, trust me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're definitely. And then I guess we're just divided. I mean, y'all want to Airbnb it, but me and Cheeto, we're staying in our own rooms at the hotel, getting fresh sheets every other day, having a fucking ball.
Got more money in our pocket.
Got that?
I don't
right.
believe that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. You
Either
get a
way,
3-bedroom house. There's 3 guys staying in that house.
Yeah.
And we have 3 rooms
We're splitting
as
bills.
big as the hotel that you guys have.
I don't need all that space.
I don't need that room.
I don't need that space.
Well, what I'm saying is like we have exactly what you guys have, just nicer, cleaner, and there's
Safer.
Yeah, but-
safer.
Yeah.
My refrigerator
Trucks
almost
safer in the driveway.
My refrigerator almost freezes my beer. My room is clean every day.
That is not
I've
true.
got 2
you have
channels.
Never stayed in a La Quinta where the refrigerator.
I know where the
froze
good
your
ones
beer.
are. I got 2 channels on the TV that show that staticky porn. Like I'm good.
And the microwave is practically a nuclear testing site. That motherfucker
Yeah.
That
will
may be
eat
true.
your food up.
Yes, it'll
So
add flavor
damn
to
fast.
every
It's
meal.
probably going to heat your beer in the refrigerator.
You got that right. I'm telling you. Either way, though, that's another episode of the Outlaw Way podcast. Check back with us more. I think we're gonna have to have a quick podcast on parking lot food soon because I've eaten a lot of parking lot food. I've eaten a lot of job site food for some reason.
I
don't
think
know why
this
everybody calls it
podcast
grills.
just birthed a bunch more podcasts around the same subject.
I'll tell you. Hell yeah. Either way, though, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch us on the next one. We'll see y'all later.